Okay, so I'm gonna make this video kind of inspired by Jelly and Day. They're YouTubers that are kind of like the new my new thing. They're really funny. I like them. So I was gonna kind of try to do my coming out story. So back in eighth grade, I'm gonna say eighth grade, I went to a church camp and I just happened to have my first kiss there. It was a guy, and I was like, okay. It was kind of like new. I was just like, okay. So I came back and I kind of like knew that it wasn't really like what should have happened. Like it shouldn't have been a guy. So I came back and I told my two best friends at the time, who happened to both be current or who happened to both be exes now. um, and I ended up dating one of them. Like that day, I was like, I really don't know what's up. And I was like, I just figured out that I was like, bye. I was like, I kissed a guy, and then I was like, I kind of knew though, so I was like, I'm bi. And then I ended up dating one of them, and one of them happened to be one of my first girl kiss. And once I had my first girl kiss, I kind of knew. I was like, yeah. And like Day said, and Jelly said, you kind of just know. Like you find people that are like gay, and you're like, yeah, that's what I am. I am that. That is what's going on in my head. I don't know what's going inside my head, but it's that. Thank you for clarifying that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that fine line. So I kind of like knew, like it just clicked. I was like, mm-hmm. And I have a cousin that's gay and an uncle that's gay, so it wasn't nothing surprising, And I remember I sat down with my parents and I was like, what if I'm dating someone? And then I was like, what if they're a girl? And then they're like, well, we want to meet them and stuff, and we'll support you, whatever. And so I was a lesbian for a few years, and then last August, I believe it was, I kind of came out as trans, and I kind of knew, like, when I dated my ex, which was like about a year and almost a half of ish, maybe kind of. When I was dating her, I kind of knew, like, that's how I got my name Jake. Is like she joked around and like I was like, what if I was a guy? What would be a name? And she was like Jake, so that kind of is how I got my name Jake, was because of her. Yeah, oops. And I just kind of stuck with it because it fits, I feel. But I kind of knew, like dating her, like I knew I played, not trying to put gender roles on relationships, but I kind of played the guy in the relationship per se. And so I kind of knew then. And growing up, I played sports, and the way I was so aggressive, and the way I was playing was not how females would play. Like I was very, very aggressive as a guy would be. And when my parents got divorced and we were going through CPS cases and stuff, how I was so protective over my siblings, that kind of like clicked too. That I was like, And I know I went through my Tinkerbell stage, but then I had my Spider-Man stage, and that just those little things. And when I was able to dress myself, I didn't really wear female clothes. I was more like, just no, like don't give me a dress. What the hell is a dress? I remember having to wear a dress in middle school for picture day, and I just felt so uncomfortable. And I remember I have my homecoming picture from ninth grade, and I have a dress on, and it doesn't look right. I feel uncomfortable. You can tell I look uncomfortable, and so. Like in the beginning of ninth grade, I cut my hair off, and that was when I knew I chopped it off, and I was like, all right, this makes sense. And that kind of clicked with people in my family too, is they kind of knew about it too. Like they even said like, yeah, like they always knew. Once I cut my hair off, it kind of like cleared things about. So I was bi for a little bit, then I became a lesbian, and now I'm Jake, and I'm straight. I think I don't even know. It's confusing. It really is, because I don't know if because some guys I think like, oh yeah, you're cute, but I don't know if it's like, hey, you're cute, I want to I want to have what you have, or if it's like, hey, you're cute because you're cute and I want to date you. Like I haven't figured it out yet, so I don't know if I'm physically attracted to guys, but not mentally. I really don't think I'm mentally attracted to a guy, and I don't think I could be with a guy. But like I find guys physically attractive, but I think it's just because I wish I had bodies like they do. Maybe that's what that is. I really don't even know. Um, so yeah, my family was pretty supportive. I don't really have a relationship with my biological father, and so he is supportive, but he's not, because he doesn't know about being trans. He does not know what I'm going through, although there's YouTube videos and there's Google, and he's like, well, you shouldn't have to find out. Well, you should, because that's how I figured out. That's how my parents, my stepdad, dad, figured out was through Google and through YouTube. Like that's how you figure it out. I shouldn't have to tell you. So I don't. I have very supportive family. It's the whole getting the right name and pronouns down. They're working on it. They're working on it. They're people that I'm around 24/7 that I live with. They got it down. People that I don't see often, like family members I don't see often, they're working on it. They slip every now and then, but they catch their slips and they understand it. So it's and I'm passing more, which is awesome. Which people that aren't transgender or don't really get it wouldn't really understand. Like, oh, passing, duh, dude, you're a guy. It's like, well, yeah, I know I am, but when people recognize it, it's like, yes, that is me. Yes, I am a sir. Yes, thank you. Like, I don't know. It's just the little things. It really is just the little things. But yeah, so I didn't have to. I didn't get kicked out of my house. I didn't have to get abused, and it's tragic and it's sad that some people cannot come out of the closet because they are terrified of those factors. And it's sad that a parent to know that a parent would disown their child for their child being who they are, because no one just decides to be gay. No one decides to get up in the morning and say, yeah, I want to be judged for what bathroom I use or what clothes I wear or the hair I have or what I decide I want to be. Like, you're not really deciding to be gay. You don't just wake up one day and decide you're gay. Like, you're always like, if you're gay, you're gay. You're born gay. You just Some people it takes longer to figure it out than others. Just like it takes people to figure out if they're an athlete or if you're Christian or if you're gonna freaking be a lawyer, like a lawyer, a lawyer. Like, you don't just wake up and decide that. Like, you work on it. It happens as you get older. Like, that's kind of how it is with the LGBT community. So I mean, yeah, I got blessed. I got very blessed to have supportive family. I didn't get abused or whatever. And my heart and prayers go out to the people that are getting abused and who had to go through that and who did get kicked out. And I'm here for you guys because I know it's hard. But yeah, it's tragic that parents would just kick their child out and just say, nope, you can't be yourself, because you would think that parents would want children to be who they are, because if you are who you are, then you're a happier human being. I noticed that starting T, that now I'm a lot happier because I'm becoming who I'm supposed to be. So I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of my story. I kind of just had my first guy kiss at a church camp, and then I had my first girl kiss in my ex's bed, but not with her friend that was my friend. That's always, don't date your best friends. Doesn't work out well. Um, hashtag young struggles. Um, but yeah, that was kind of it. And then I kind of was like, yo, I'm a lesbian. But then I was like, no, I'm not. I'm gay. Not a gay. I am a guy. Sorry, I'm messing up. I was like, no, I'm a guy, and I don't know. I kind of always knew it kind of always been there. So yeah, that's my story. I'm here. I have advice if anyone wants it. So yeah.